You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones. All right, we're here today, and so we're gonna pump me up a little bit so I can make sure everybody is able to hear. I got the good microphone, y'all.
Yeah, I see.
Caller, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I hope you don't get too much smoke in your lungs. Hold on. Okay. Family, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and, I know we have heard about the woman's power, the women power. We're going to talk about that later on, but right now we are dealing with the men. Ladies, you are invited to call in at 313-868-0342 and etc. because shortly we're going to take the numbers off of the screen and I'll just give them to you verbally. But before I go into the fact that this is TV 33, Cable Channel 91, Roku Box, Amazon, Apple, over your app on the telephone and over the www. I know we're not supposed to say www. I'm still old school. TV33WHPR.com. I want to introduce my panel for this morning at this time or this evening or whatever time you get an opportunity to watch the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy Jones, and starting with my guest host. That's right, the guest host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good morning, viewers. I'd like to say I am Kenny the Candleman.
All right, and my guest to the right?
As I usually sign my letters to the editor, Thomas A. Wilson Jr.
And I have a caller on the line. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Oh, my name is Mary Bud
Okay.
of Oakland, California.
What's happening?
Hello, Candle Man.
Hello, how you doing, Mary?
Good morning,
I'm
Mary.
trying to hang in there.
And
Lot of smoke out here.
Mary, and the other gentleman's name is Tom.
Hello, Tom.
Good morning, Mary.
She can't see you. She's talking
Okay,
through the
right,
telephone.
right.
Okay, and Mary, we're going to have to
Yeah.
call you Mary Smoky Bugs for what's going on. Hold on, please. Caller, you're live. I mean, you're not live, but I want you to know who I'm speaking to. You're live.
Hey, good morning, Billy.
Okay, Deb Cheap, hold on, please. And family, this is after the election. And going forward, etc., I have questions, but first of all, let us all understand that every person that comes to this table is a man or a woman on their own. When they speak, they're speaking completely in charge of themselves. I don't control what they're going to say. I don't control the answers. I don't control anything about the men here or Deputy Chief. These are not the words coming from TV 33, nor are they the words coming from Talk Beat Jones. These are the words coming from the individuals, and they take full responsibility for themselves. That's what true folks do, take responsibility for their own thoughts. And yet, on the Talk Beat Jones, we ask you that if you got thoughts, if you got feelings, if you got emotions, if there are things that's in your heart that you need to speak on, call 313-868-302 302-42, and we will take your calls because it will roll over. All right. Oh, by the way, Mr. Henry Tyler, the executive vice president, general manager, the person that puts everything today, he's the producer, director, executive to all of that. He had me running around the studio this morning because he was, I think something's on his mind because he wanted to pop me upside my head. But I had two friends say, Mr. Tyler, don't do that. You may knock his brains loose. Okay, so let's get started with the results of the elections. There was various races. Oh, no. Mary?
Yes.
Because I know your time is limited, let's start with you before we get into all the races, etc. You're going through a very perilous time in California.
Yes.
Could you speak on what's happening real quickly, please?
Let me also say this. Happy Veterans Day
Thank you.
Thank
for all who have served.
Thank you.
because you made our free, and we're going to stay free.
Well, you know,
Right, what's up there in the White House?
well, you know, there was a reason in Bid and Whist they called it Trump. I
Right.
trumped you.
Oh, you are wise this morning, aren't you?
Okay, let's move along.
This is my own thought. When it comes to California, let me say this.
The fire.
I think someone is putting California ablaze. They try to blame it on PG&E, maybe part of it. And that was a lot of mistakes. But I want these arsonists found and put in jail. This is not just happening, people, to the legislation of California. Wake up. California is burning, and you're sitting there.
And they've lost 25
Firemen
folks
are
at this
losing
point.
their lives. Someone has planned this. That's all I have to say.
All right, hold on, Mary.
Oh,
We're going to start with the host, Mr. Candleman, and then I'll throw it over to Tom, and then we'll bring in Deputy Chief as such. We have had the elections here. Can you talk about the various races and who won and who lost? We're going to start off with my brother.
Yes. Again, good
Introduce-
morning.
And by the way, each time you come to telephone, please introduce yourself, because there are some folks listening that are just trying to tune in and they can't see you.
Yes. Again, good morning. I am Kenny the Candleman. I'd like to congratulate on the Charter Commissioner, the People's slate, Nicole Small and JoJo Underwood. I want to give them my congratulations, you know, and for all the other ones on there that won, that was on the slate. So I'm going to turn it on.
Okay, and Mr. Tom?
Good morning and happy Veterans Day to everyone.
Yes.
I'm a member of the Wayne County Democratic Black Caucus, and we endorsed, we screened and interviewed about 9 people for the Charter Commission. And of that 9, 6 of the people that we endorsed and that were on our slate, they are now on the Charter Commission. So my congratulations to them, as well as, you know.
You mean 5.
Okay, we had Richard Mack, we had, Lord have mercy, I'm having
Well,
a senior moment.
the reason I did the deduction there is because the people slate received 4
Right.
of those 9 positions.
Right, right.
So 5 and 4 gets.
It's 9.
It's 9. Okay.
Right,
Want to
right.
make sure now, because I just barely got out of kindergarten.
But we,
Give him the microphone.
okay, we endorsed Barbara Winder, Nicole Small, Richard Mack, Laura Hughes, I think Quincy Jones, and I can't grab the other person's name right now, but
Okay.
Joanna Underwood, anybody who did not come for a screening, we did not endorse them.
Okay, let's stay with you just.
All right.
Okay, hold on. Deputy Chief,
Yes, sir.
before I throw a question, bring you in also. The various races, who won and who lost?
Okay. For the Charter Commission, it was for the People's Slate, Joanna Underwood, Nicole Small, Tracy Peters, Barbara Ann Winder, and for the others, you know, I didn't even, I mean, first of all, this Weaver lady, she came in number 1.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because she worked for emergency manager Robert Bob. And we all know what the emergency manager
Before you
is.
go there, before you go there, Tom,
Yes.
you want to make a comment on that?
Yeah, in terms of, you know, Carol Weaver working for Robert Bob, Carol Weaver was in the top of administration down at the Detroit Public Schools. Carol Weaver was not somebody that they just pull from somewhere and says, okay, you're going to work for Mr. Bob. So, you know, it's like a catch-22. I mean, you know, you got a job, and I mean, if you want to keep the job, I mean, you got to go where pretty much so people tell you to go,
Okay.
and that kind of thing.
Deputy Chief?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I mean, we're going to have a back and forth. We're going to have a disagreement. We're going to have different opinions. That's what I want. Because there are folks sitting at home who have their thoughts, and we want to motivate you to think and know that you have the power to call in and express yourself. Okay. Hold on, Mr. Deputy Chief. Mary?
Yes.
What are your thoughts about people running for office? And you got folks who the people, grassroots, want to win. And how often does that happen in Oakland, California?
Let me say I'm glad it's over. I'm glad that some of the things that happened in California, like someone in government. I think he's the person who's going to be president one day. Not because he's from California, but because he has the courage to speak his mind, even to Trump. We have a thing here called, businesses who are going to help the homeless in California. Mm-hmm. I love it. And I think other people, they got all this turnover, great tax cuts and everything else. Think about it, cities. Think about it, Detroit. Have the businesses pay for the homeless. There's nothing wrong with that, and I agree with that.
All right, hold on, please.
And so I like to say hello to the disabled, the blind, to all. You are somebody. And I hope that Detroit had a great election.
Okay.
We had a great one here.
The turnout was wonderful.
Yep, sure.
Hold on, please, Mary. I have a new person on the telephone. You're live. I just want to know who you are. Please introduce yourself or let me know you're there.
Okay, good morning. Happy Sunday. This is Sylvia.
Happy Sunday, and also Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And hold on, please. Okay, Candleman, what are your thoughts about the slates that actually, let me skip to another question. How effective will the people slate be with 4 elected folk when you need 5 to move various changes in the charter, Mr. Candleman?
I think the 4, it would be very effective if we get out and get behind them. It's going to take the people. We can't just put people in office and then expect things to just change over a period of time. It's going to take the people. I was going to use the term ground root people, but I'm not using that term because it was brought to my attention by the, one of the new charter commissioners and Nicole Small that the new millennia is using that term. The white new millennia is using that term. They just come into the city and things when we should be using a different term instead of the ground root people. Now we should. It's another term we should be using, and I'm gonna stop there.
Okay,
till
Tom.
we go.
I feel this way about the charter. I mean, we've got 9 people there who are basically going to go through, and if they have to, not so much rewrite the whole charter, but there are going to be some amendments made to some of the things that are in the charter. And I think collectively as a body, the 9, not that all 9 are going to agree, but you need 5 to put something into effect. And I don't really believe you're going to have my term here, a whole lot of who shot John. Yeah, they're going to have some disagreements, okay, but ultimately who's involved in this basically is we the people, and they are there to represent us.
Deputy Chief,
Yes, sir. I believe this, Billy.
can you speak a little louder, please, sir?
Yeah, I believe this. The People's Slate represents the interests of the people. The people that were funded by Mike Duggan's crew and Dan Gilbert's crew, they are representing the interests of the mayor and corporate, and we all know it. There ain't no sense in trying to sugarcoat this thing. We know what's what, and we're going to deal with it. And again, charter, there's a lot of things that need to be ironed out, and I believe that the People's Slate, and I believe that Richard Mack is going to do the right thing.
Okay, Tom, you have something to say?
Yeah, I'd like to, in terms of those people who are supposedly funded by Gilbert and Duggan, they keep talking in vague generalities. I have not heard, other than I think the chief mentioned Carol Weaver, I haven't heard about the other 4 or 5 or 6 or whomever, that they're sitting there talking about, like, the deck's going to be stacked in, Duggan or either Gilbert's favor. Who are those people?
Hold on just a moment. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're live.
Oh, okay. I'd like to congratulate the charter members that I voted for. I am definitely leery about Richard Mack because I really don't feel he did a whole lot to fight and deal with the Constitution against them taking those pensions money and taking the pensioners down the way they went down. So I will be watching. The other people, Tom just explained that she was just moving positions, so it don't necessarily mean she may or may not be a threat. I like to see that they make counsel at large. I like to see a forensic audit go down on the CAPA account because our tax monies are being used to abuse, neglect, to gentrify, and cause genocide. So we need a forensic audit on the money that's going to billionaires, millionaires, and when it comes down to our needs for our schools, our children, our communities, and so on, all of a sudden there's a budget that can't handle nothing. So I like to make sure that they're able to follow the money and bring it to the community and supply our needs. So we need to keep a list of the charter meetings so that we can keep an eye on those who really are in for the people.
All right. Candleman?
Yeah, and I want to add to that, Sylvia. I agree with the things you were saying. We need to amend that if you're running for office, you need to be in this, live in the city for at least 4 years to understand the city, not just jump in 1 year and then expect to know what's going on in this city from the outside. So that's one of the things I like to see, that there amend. It'd be a 4-year where you have to live in the city before you run for office.
Okay, Tom?
Okay, and I'm going to make this specific to Mayor Duggan. And I've said this before, okay, and this is Tom Wilson's opinion. If you look at Mike Duggan's career, all right, he was the Ed McNamara's chief of staff, okay. He was a Wayne County prosecutor, I do believe, and that kind of thing. He was the chairman, CEO of DMC. I mean, if you look at his career, he was in zip codes 48226, 48201, and he probably, other than the fact that Mike Duggan had a bed out in Livonia, he spent more time here, in the city than he did out in Livonia.
Okay, but why are we going into the background of Mike Duggan at this point?
Well, I'm just saying, in terms of, like Kenny said, you should have to have lived in the city at least 4 years to get a feel of the city. And I mean, Duggan's been in this city for
we understand.
30 years.
Well, can I respond? Not so much to get a feel of the city, get a feel of the people that live in the city. I mean, you work with people, all kind of people on a job, not meaning they live here. Look at it, the things we're going through in our community. And nothing getting done. You come through our community, tear down one house, and expect us to clap our hands and jump for joy and things. On my block, we got 12, anywhere between 12 and 18 houses need tearing down. Okay. Now, if it was something for a community to do, if we had that kind of money, we would tear it down. But you take our tax dollars and you give it to the rich.
Okay, let me do this before we start running off with Duggan. Yeah. We're here to talk about the results of the new people.
Okay.
And so I know, Deputy Chief, you want to chime in real quickly, please, before we get back to speaking about the election. We have a new governor. We have the lieutenant governor. We have the 13th congressional race. I want to hit that real quickly at point. So, Deputy Chief, you close us out about what they've been speaking about.
Yeah. Those candidates that are funded by the Detroit Regional Chamber, keep in mind the Detroit Regional Chamber contributed $160,000 to support 8 candidates. Okay, Emily Dabish, Quincy Jones, Carol Weaver, Michael Griffey, Laura Hughes, Carissa Holmes, and Byron Osborne. All those are funded. All those candidates were funded by corporate, be it Dan Gilbert or the Regional Chamber or Mike Duggan.
Okay, real quick question, last question for Tom, and I'm going to move on real quickly. Hold on, please, sir. Thank you, sir. Hold on. Why is it that you feel that you only had certain folks come to be interviewed through your arm, or you were the sergeant of arms, correct?
Yes.
Why do you feel that the other folks did not come to be vetted through your group?
To be honest about it, I have not the slightest idea.
Were they invited? Were they contacted? Were they called? Or were they mailed out information to let them know they were invited?
Yes, we collected cards from them.
Okay.
When I say we, I'm talking about the Wayne County Democratic Black Caucus.
Okay.
And our chairwoman, Miss B. Ward, she sent out letters to, the candidates to be screened. We met a couple of Saturdays and maybe one day during the week over, a few week period of time. And we interviewed a lot of candidates.
So the fact is that if they chose not to be interviewed, then they had no chance to be funded as some of the other folks who were interviewed were able to have funds directed towards their campaign. Is that true or not?
Well, first of all, when I say we, the Wayne County Democratic Black Caucus, we do not fund candidates, okay? We have a slate that comes out that they make a contribution to for the printing of the slate, and also to have poll workers there giving out the information at the polls. And also we do lit drops where, we go to different highly populated areas that do.
So y'all help the candidates that you endorse.
Exactly.
Okay, Sylvia.
I'd just like to add that as it stands, the community benefits agreement is a corporate benefit agreement supporting corporate greed and not the people's communities. So I like to see our charter members, if they can, put amendment on that and make it more towards the people's needs and not the corporate greed. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, Sylvia. Appreciate you so very much, okay?
Okay.
And family, we have a line open. You can just call and you can get on one of the 3 lines, 313-868-0342. And once again, before I move on, I'm going to reintroduce my guests today. The guest host is
Kenny the Candleman.
And
Tom Wilson.
Okay. And we have, yes, sir, your name, please?
Reginald Amos.
Deputy Chief Reginald Amos. Hold on, please. And young lady?
Yes.
Oh, I was told I'm not supposed to say young lady. I'm supposed to call your name.
What?
I got
in trouble.
Yeah, I got hit upside the head with that young lady thing. He's training me on the air, y'all. Mr. Henry Tyler, the gentle. J.D. Hill called him the gentle giant. I call him the. Well, I won't tell you what I call him.
Oh, Lord.
Go ahead, Mary.
It's a family show, right?
It's a family show. And I call him that as I'm running away. Go right ahead, Mary.
I'd like to say to Mr. Tyler, are you landing those blows? Because I love it. Because Chuck used to do it.
Hey, Mary, he said as hard as he can. and now you can understand why sometimes people call me warp. A warp. That means he done hit me so hard on this right side that it's kind of bent in a little bit. But go right ahead, Mary.
I see. Ain't it a shame?
And Mary, you remember me at Soul Beach. You remember how? Wait, Mary, you remember how fine I looked on TV on Mr. Tyler done changed my whole look.
It's probably brother better.
Check you out. Now you were supposed to go along with the lie. But anyway.
What I like to say before I go off.
Okay.
Is remember Channel TV 33.
Yes.
Remember all those people who got elected. What station did you come to?
Right.
To be seen so that people could connect your name with your face and your persona not just hearing the voice, but to see you. Remember how TV was greater than radio because people could see you. And I'd walk down the street and say, "Hey, mama, I want to be on TV." Everybody wants to be on TV. They didn't talk about being on the radio because they said the people on the radio is folks that don't have the look. You remember that?
Got a face made
Got
for
a
radio,
fake.
right?
Wait, tell them what you say.
The quote was, "You got a face made for radio."
Thank you. And some of them in trouble that they got this live stream and you can see them there. You see how unprofessional they look. How they don't. Anyway, I won't get started with that. Except I'm qualified to talk about it because I've been on the radio and the television.
Hey.
So you're two-faced.
Oh, boy, I tell you.
And,
Okay, Mary. I'm gonna let you close out, Mary.
let me close this out with, please send your money to TV 33. Don't just talk. Do.
All right.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you. And you
Thank
send
you,
that money
Cal.
to 160 Victor Street, Highland Park, 48203. And you put the name Talk Beat Jones or Billy Jones so that we can receive the credit as we are moving and we are going through the process where we want to expand our time.
Right.
Okay? So help us expand the time for you. Whew, boy, I tell you, I'm getting ready to exhale, but let me find out who this is. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hold on? I'll bring you on soon. I got to exhale because I get here and I get pumped up. I get puffed and I say, Billy, chill down. So I'm going to exhale
Okay.
and we'll be right back very soon, okay? Hold on.
Alrighty.
Okay. Deb Cheap, hold on, please.
Yep.
And you're free to come in with another title when we come back if you choose to, okay?
Okay.
All right, so exhale time right here on Talk Beat Jones. Remember, you can call me at 313-412-3111. And Mr. Candleman, your number?
313-778-0979.
If you are having some political ambitions, you want to call Mr. Candleman, and we'll see if we can arrange to get you on the air. And Deputy Chief, you want to give your number out?
Yes. 313-399-8290.
Okay, hold on, please. And Fallon will be right. Well, I'm going to be here because my guests got to hold me down because sometimes things get me really puffed up. Woo! And don't do it, Mr. Tyler. Don't. Okay. Well, we're gonna leave because he's about ready to come out here and do a thing on me. So, whew, save me, somebody. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy Jones. I want to invite you to listen, to watch, and to participate every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. That's right, from 9 to 10 a.m. That's the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Dr. Talk. Make sure you tune in every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. That's Talk Beat Jones. Remember, tell your friends. Talk Beat Jones, we're now on Sundays from 9 to 10 a.m.
Bon Appetit, Elegant Catering. We now deliver. Pre-order your dinners today. Most Wanted Platter. Visit our website, bonappetitelegantcatering.com. Barbecue rib dinners. We now deliver. Shrimp dinners. We now deliver. Fried chicken dinners. We now deliver. Lamb chop dinners. We now deliver. Fish dinners. We now deliver. Surf and turf dinners at Bon Appetit. We now deliver. Give us a call, 313-444-5048. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones. All right. Once again, I want to thank all the veterans who spent their time in the service, serving to protect this country, protect you and I, and etc.
I want to give a special shout to my father, my uncle, and other family members. And when I say other family members, I mean you guy, you lady, whomever is served. You're my family, and I appreciate what you've done for us, this country. You trumped us out now, though. But at any rate, this is the Talk Beat Jones. Once again, I am Billy Jones, and my guest, my host guest is...
I want to give a shout out to the vets. My wife that was in the Air Force.
Wow.
And all the other ones that's out there that served our country. I am Kenny the Candleman.
We're going to talk about that. And, sir?
And my name is Tom Wilson. I want to give a shout out to my uncle Jimmy Thomas, who's down in Hampton, Virginia.
Okay. And Deputy Chief?
Deputy Chief Reginald Amos, and shout out to all the veterans.
All right. Hold on, sir. And we have a new caller. And would you please give us your conversation and your name, if you like?
I'm no new caller, but I just wanted to ask Mr. Tom a question.
Okay. Mr. Tom, a question.
Mr. Tom, which district do you live in?
Which district do you live in?
Meaning what district? You talking about congressional district, city council district, or what?
City council district.
City council. I live in what we called it D1, which is James Tate's council area.
Okay. So you live in Brightmore area. Am I correct?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that and stay close to the telephone? We're having a little difficulty hearing you.
I think she said Brightmore.
Okay. So
Brightmore.
So you live in Brightmore area?
No, I do not live in the Brightmore area.
Which area?
Okay.
District 1.
Okay,
wait. District 1 is not in the Brightmore area.
Well, Brightmore is in the District 1 area.
Okay.
Tate's area goes
past Brightmore.
It has it incorporates Brightmore.
It has that little twist. In it.
It's a convoluted kind
of
cut right there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So basically, Rosedale Park. I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay, please move right forward.
Okay, I don't know if you are in the know of rezoning right now.
Are we in rezoning?
Are you in the know of rezoning in these areas?
When you say rezoning, what are you speaking specifically?
Rezoning is you taking a part of an area.
Okay, hold on, ma'am. Hold on, ma'am. All of those particulars, I believe, will be dealt with in terms of the new charter, because she's speaking on changing the districts, areas, and how they're aligned. Thank you very much, ma'am.
No.
I got to, huh?
No, that's totally
okay. Well, let me
different.
move on, because I need to move. You're slowing us down. I need to move on. Thank you. But give me your question.
It's very important, but okay.
Okay. Well, come to the point, please. Is what I'm trying to ask you.
I mean, I just basically said it. They're trying to have private entities come in and take over the areas.
Okay, but whom should you be addressing that question to?
Because he said that he was like on Duggan's side.
He didn't say
And
that
he's
he
the
was.
one that's over all
Excuse me. What we have to understand is I have the person here, and if there is something that he wants to come out of his mouth, that he would make that. Please don't make the assumption for the folks. That's why we're having this program this way, to make the clarification. Tom, would you speak for yourself?
Well, I mean, I never said that I was in Duggan's corner or not in Duggan's corner. I was just...
That's good enough for me. Thank you, ma'am. Bye. Okay. Amos? Okay, come on. Let's move along. We don't have time.
Yeah, okay, look. I find it interesting that Tom said that they interviewed or vetted a lot of candidates. And I like to know, people like to know, the 8 people or candidates that was backed by corporate and Mike Duggan, did you guys vet them? And by him saying that he don't know who was financed by Mike Duggan or Dan Gilbert, sounds like they didn't ask the right questions during the vetting process.
You know what? When we, meaning the panel of people, we had like about 15 people there who were interviewing these candidates.
Yes.
We do not ask them, who's giving you money.
Yes.
All right? That's not our business. We just go based on the information that they give us in terms of their experience for the seat that they're seeking.
And we've talked on this program before about the fact that let's just real quickly speak on this, and I'll move forward. Hopefully, is that our mayor, Mike Duggan, is in the business of putting folks in a position to help keep him in a position of power.
That's right.
And because a person is backed by Mike Duggan does not mean that they are a bad person.
Exactly.
So just because we're saying that this person worked or dealt with Mike Duggan, and he or she should not be part of the elected or appointed process, that is something we have to go on further with.
Billy, can I say something?
Real quickly, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. When candidates, like in this case, are backed by Mike Duggan or Dan Gilbert, they are supporting their policies. And those policies, as we see, are against the best interests of the citizens of Detroit. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. Look at the conditions of Detroit.
Now, you know, I disagree with that right there.
Okay, let me
Well,
do this.
I
Hold on,
understand
hold
that
on,
you do,
hold
Tom.
on,
The thing
please.
is,
Hold on, please.
The problem with Tom, Billy.
No. We don't do.
Tom is
Hold on, Deputy. We don't do
Yeah.
that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Councilman, step in, please. Is there a thought on your perspective about this? Because it looks like it's going to get good and juicy.
Yeah, it's getting good. I'm waiting to speak about the new government.
Okay.
So,
Here we go.
Well, you know, the way I feel is this. I mean, we all have our own opinion. We've got a choice to pick who we want to support.
Yes.
And I mean, we are not going to all be on the same page in terms of who we like to who we're going to support.
And how was these people chosen before Duggan was the mayor? When we looked at the situation with Kwame Kilpatrick and all of the people, when it showed the folk that was in his cabinet or people that was appointed by Kwame Kilpatrick, these were all of the people that he put in position to help him have a power base. That is true for wherever you are, whether you're Trump or you dump. You put people in your capacity that's going to try to move your agenda along, further it along. It is for the people of Detroit to say, I don't want that person. I want this person that I feel is going to be for the people in this community. Now, the question that we are bringing up is how will we be able to bring those people to the forefront so people will be able to know who they are? Not just to beat up on the people that is with the people in power. We know that. We know that. That's the way that's the way politics work. That's the way politics work, period. But how do we get people out that are good people, don't have the money? I heard you say that if they made a contribution, well, we had people on the air that didn't have no money that was running for the people's slate.
Okay.
They had no money. We know that. So how do we get funding for folks who are good people that need to be brought before the people so that they can say, oh, I see. We had 4 people that was vetted here on, 5 people that was vetted here on TV 33, cable channel 91, and 4 of those folks got on the commission. Talk to me, Deputy Chief.
Yeah, well, the answer to your question, Billy, how do we get funding? People should call Kenny. Kenny, you can give your number out, or they can call me, 313-399-8290.
And remember, I, Billy Jones, am trying to get funding for the Talk B. Jones show so that I can move and have more time to bring folks on the air as well. Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kenny.
and we have to get behind TV 33.
Cable channel 91.
I want to say this. You know, we go to all these other TV shows, and instead of supporting this real black TV show where you can come in and voice your opinion and talk with different candidates or different people that's on here, but we won't get out and support our own, but we'll cry about what we don't have. Well, we have WHPR TV 33 right now that we need people to get out and support and put money behind them so we can be able to keep coming on and talking.
Okay, now let's... Brenda Jones, was that a good strategy?
No.
Setting up this run for Congress?
No.
and also running for the 2-year term, because it's only a 2-year term that's left.
Right. It's a partial. It's
for
not a
the
2-year
for the
term.
write-in campaign,
Right.
or is this a run to get paid more money? Oh, but why? Another thing, real quickly, from my perspective, I think it was a brilliant move because she's testing the waters to see what type of strength that she has running against Talabi.
To leave.
Yeah,
Talib.
Yeah.
And if it's only a 2-year or partial 2-year term, that means that she's going to have to go back before the people once again in less than 2 years.
Right.
Brenda Jones will have an opportunity to assemble her folk, her money, and go directly at this young lady. Oh, excuse me, not. I'm sorry, Mr. For Talib. So she's already in the running for the next congressional election, I believe.
Well, she gonna have to work hard, baby.
Deputy Chief.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like those saying everybody's got an opinion. It was a dumb move by Brenda Jones, okay? It was a dumb move by Ken Lott, the chair of the 13th Congressional District, okay? It causes a lot of confusion, okay?
What's the confusion?
Right.
Well, the confusion is, first she wants to be the council president. Then she want to run for Congress. Then she claims she's a Democrat. Then she want to be a write-in and be an independent. What are you going to be?
Well, with that, in terms of her being able to run, because you had the people on the Green Party and the Independence Party, the Tax Party, that didn't have to get all of those votes, etc., to be on the ballot.
Right.
So in order to be on the ballot, you have to come away from being a member in that particular section, race, as a mainline party in order to get on the, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So go right ahead, sir. I'm going to go to, oh, by the way, family, you can call 313-868-0342. And the young lady that was on the air, would you call back? I see that you left me, but go ahead, Deputy Chief.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, Billy, this is why you've seen so many candidates across the country and in Detroit saying that they're progressive. They want to get away from the status quo. We need radical change. We need to change the paradigm because it's not working. Even Mary Sheffield said that for example, the so-called community benefit agreement is not working. Well, it's not working because it was not designed to work. That's why Brenda Jones came up with a community benefit ordinance. It's two different things, okay? And so it's that type of mentality, if you will, that's outdated. The model was outdated, and young progressives today, we want change.
Okay.
And people like Tom, who is, as I said before, and it's not personal, he represents status quo.
Okay. Let's do this.
You should know where they
Let's
come
do
from
this,
and their
Deputy Chief.
background.
Let's do this, Deputy Chief, because
Yeah.
I've heard this thing of where people will talk about a person and say, but it's not personal, and then you slap them down.
No,
I'm
just
no.
putting the facts out there,
Hold
Bill.
up.
I'm not
We're
slapping
going through.
nobody down.
Well, when we say this is not personal, and you give some information, well, Tom, did you take that personal?
You know what?
Speak to the microphone.
It all comes with the territory.
Okay.
I mean,
You and Deputy Chief, y'all in that same school of thought then.
well, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say, well, this ain't personal, but then I'm going to sit there and take a sledgehammer out and kill the person, But what did the Godfather say? It ain't personal, it's business.
And I shoot you in the head.
Okay, but nevertheless, you know what? And I usually I jokingly say this to people. They're talking about how people talk about me.
Yes.
I said, you know what? They talked about Jesus, so I'm in good company.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
We're trying to do here is move the conversational thinking so that we can show, as he said, the new paradigm in terms of having a talk program with different folks without anyone necessarily pointing out this person personally. And then, it's not that we're doing anything terrible, but we're trying to set a different standard. is what I am doing. And so if I'm wrong when I cut in, I apologize, because we're looking to take this program to the higher levels, folks, doing it like nobody else is doing this. Kenny?
You know,
Cameraman?
right quick, Billy. You know, when we go on jobs, we have to take tests. What tests do these candidates take before they get in office? It's just like the people go and vote them, and they get right in, not knowing if they know anything about the position that they're getting into. You know, but when you go to a job, and say, for instance, the government job, they make you take this long test to qualify before you get in that position. We don't have that for these candidates, and that's why we're getting what we get from these candidates.
Well, you know, like with us, again, the Wayne County Democratic Black Caucus, when we invite these people in to be screened, we ask them to bring us a resume.
Right.
So, you know, we just don't, you know, make decisions right there after that meeting. We take this stuff home, we read it, and, you know, and based on that information, as well as when they're sitting at the table, they get, you know, they got 2 minutes to introduce themselves, and then we go around the table and people ask them questions, and then they got time to close. So it's not like they're just coming in and saying, well, I'm Tom Wilson, I want to run for the Charter Commission, and this is what I... You know.
Deputy Chief, what are we trying to do different than what you just heard?
Well, what we're trying to do different, Billy, is create a new model, a 21st century model that's modeled all across the country, where candidates have won that represent the people.
And so when we throw out that model, how is it that we here in the Detroit community, I'm not worried about what's happening on the radio stations. I'm not even worried about what other hosts are doing on this station. We're talking, and I'm talking about what you, and the rest of the folks here are doing with terms of trying to make a change in how things are going and how the other folk can be vetted on television. But again, like Mr. J.D. Hill has stated, this is Detroit, not Freetroit. And so you have to bring something to the table yourself and saying, I represent, I have these qualities. Well, one of the qualities is you have to have something in your pocket, a little something. You may not have $100, but you may have 25. So we're saying that we can make it so that people can be interviewed, vetted, not a 2-minute, but a whole section like we've done for the charter folk, and have them live. Not just put a kicker card on the door, not just sending out a mailer, but can say, I am going to be on television. You can watch us over the internet. You can social media. You can watch us over your telephone to help get the word out. It don't cost them a whole lot of money is what we're trying to do. Go ahead, Cameraman.
Right. You know, and I agree with you, Billy. We want them on here so we can ask questions, not just the panel. We want the people to be able to ask, because that's who they represent, the people. So that's what we need, them to come to TV 33, and the only way the change go come is when we make the change ourselves and quit waiting around and get off our rear and support TV 33 and stations, TV 33 WHPR. So send your support.
And you remember now, cable channel 91 is TV 33, because TV 33 is broadcast 24 hours a day on cable channel 91. So it's not just TV 33, it is the outreach program of 91, which has a much greater coverage area, as well as the internet, etc.
Hey, Billy?
Yes.
What you and Candleman just mentioned, that's a component of a 21st century campaign.
I understand that, except what we're saying is that's a process where I can't put my hands on it. I can't understand what all of the behind the scenes of the 21st century process is. What we've just put out here is the actual nuts and bolts to how we are moving forward, is what we're saying to the people who have not gone through high school, to the people who may have gone through high school but don't have a high literacy rate. So we're putting it in a language that everybody can understand. That's what we're trying. That's what we're doing here.
And that's understood. And again, by having the candidates come to TV 33,
yes,
and let the people see them and hear them, and in some cases even touch them, then you will see results like we just seen in this past election.
Okay. Speaking of results, Candleman.
Yes.
Now, brother, you done put something on the table, and I'm about to eat. Okay. Now, I want the family to understand is that when you see this or hear this, it's not about saying, Candleman, I want to order that, and but I won't have my money until next week or next month or whatever. Anything that Candleman takes an order on is on products that he has created already. Not that later he may create something personal for you, but at this point, it is the products that he has already created. And if you want it, you have to have the money to pay for it because it's labor intensive, and he has to resupply himself. So, Candleman, show us your products real quick, please.
Yeah, I have a couple of the candles that I make. A lot of people want to know why they call me the Candle Man. And this is the apple pie, and it smells just like it. It's sitting up here. It smells just like an apple pie.
Hold on, there it is right there.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and keep talking.
This is one of my specialties, apple pie. Then we also have banana pudding. This is my banana pudding. This is one of my top sellers. Smells just like banana pudding. The fragrance in it, you don't even have to burn it. You can just take it out, and it will just light up the whole room.
Yes. Ooh, the flavor. Hurry up, man.
Then I also make the jars that Grandma used to do.
That's right.
Where they put the fruit in the jars. This is the peach. It also comes in strawberry, blueberry, apple, different kind cherry. So if you're interested, you can reach the Candleman at 313-778-0979.
Now, you've watched different persons on TV and in the movies, etc., and something was looking so good, and they messed around and started eating it. The guy said, that's only a prop. Right. And so I'm about to start eating this because it smells so good.
Yeah.
Deputy Chief?
Yes, sir.
Hit on any subject you want real quick. I got a minute before I go off the air.
Well, the people need to listen at what we're saying on this program and future programs, and they need to read and do their research. Okay, I would like to say they need to research Motor City Muckraker by Steve Neveling. There's a lot of information there. And if you like the show, as Kenny said, you need to donate your financial revenue to Billy Jones. Okay, and if you think you have a future in politics, you need to contact Kenny Candleman.
What's your number? Come on.
My number is 313-399-8290.
Okay, and Candleman.
313-778-0979.
So if you have political ambitions, you want to contact these two gentlemen, and they'll make arrangements for you. And Mr. Tom, we're going to do a closeout with you, sir.
Yeah, okay. I want to congratulate all of the females who, jumped in that political water and took office, or they claimed office. Brenda Lawrence, Debbie Stabenow, Governor Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, Attorney General Dana Nessel, and the 13th Congressional District Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, and all of the others who,
And your short-term person, Congressman Brenda Jones.
Right.
Okay. Now, here's a quickie. In Texas, can you believe 19 black women are now judges in Texas?
Yeah, I saw that.
17 ran as a group.
I applaud.
Okay, so what we have to look at, family members and us guys, is women are stepping out front.
Yes.
Women rock the cradle of civilization.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Black women rocked. And so we want to congratulate our daughters, our wives,
Yes.
for moving forward, because if us men are sitting back, that's not true. The fact of the matter is, just like in the days when people were hiring and black men was able to get jobs and positions, etc., and then when they felt, okay, it's comfortable now, we can start firing folk. Who did they fire?
Yep.
They
Last
fired
hired, first hired.
They fired the black men. They kept the
right.
black women,
That's right.
white women,
That's right.
Asian women, other colored women. You look at television, what's going on right now, situations that used to be men that was put together where black men were able to take some of those responsible positions. Who have those positions? It's women.
Right.
It's women. So if you can't defeat it, you better join it and
right.
find the most qualified woman and women and get with them too. Because men, the white folks are saying, if I have to make a choice, I'll take that woman and not that man. It's a situation where we have to get together, brothers, and understand if we don't work together, we're going to be that, extinct?
Yeah.
We're going to get to be extinct.
And
So-
women have roared.
Okay, real quickly, you got 30 seconds. Hello?
Yeah, Billy, Deputy Chief.
Oh, you hung up. I didn't hang up on you. Give me your closeout, sir.
Well, the closeout is everybody get prepared for 2020. Get prepared to support the People's Place. You will see them and hear from them again.
Okay.
They will come before you at this station and this show.
All right. Sounds good. So I'm looking forward to hearing more back from Deputy Chief and the cameraman and bringing contestants on the show.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Going to let you run,
Yep.
all right? So, family, if you have a question, you have a situation, if you want that Jesus juice that Mr. J.D. Hill used to say, that Yusuru, call me 313-412-3111. I want to thank my guests for being here today. And if you want to be a guest on the Talk B. Jones show, call me 313-412-3111. And is there any women out there that's willing to take up the challenge to come on this Talk B. Jones show? I'm wondering. 313-412-3111.
Oh, they're there.
Hey.
I am
right.
woman, hear me roar. They
Let's go.
roared. Roared loud.
Let's do this.
All right, family, this has been a wonderful time. Don't forget, Talk B. Jones. We're on the air on Sundays live from 9 to 10 a.m. So make sure you set your clock, and then, of course, we're seen at other times. But if you want to participate live, it's 9 to 10 a.m. Love you, appreciate you, and much respect to the people that served us in the service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you back again.
This is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy Jones. I want to invite you to listen, to watch, and to participate every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. That's right, from 9 to 10 a.m. That's the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Dr. Talk. Make sure you tune in every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. That's Talk Beat Jones. Remember, tell your friends. Talk Beat Jones, we're now on Sundays from 9 to 10 a.m. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones.